Okay, this is Alan, and he knew Eva Hart. So you tell me everything you told me yesterday about Eva Hart, like she liked her gin and tonic and...
Yeah, yes. She lived in the high road, up the high road, all of her life.
Japan Road.
Well, Japan Road, rather, actually. Right opposite the post office. Upstairs flat she had. Her great thing of collecting was elephants. She had pictures, ornaments, everything. She had lots and lots of elephants all around her flat. And, well, obviously she was on the Titanic. Lost her father. He died with the ship, but her and her mother, they were high enough class to get a boat to come home. So they were taken to America on the boats, and then they were flown home later on. Because in 1912, planes weren't as they are now, sort of thing, you know. But, yeah, she was a very learned person, very learned, I say. Got an OBE for her services to the borough, what she did for the borough. She was a justice of the peace.
Was this before or after she came on? Oh, because she was young when she was on the Titanic.
She was only 7.
Yeah, she was only 7.
Titanic, yeah.
Wow.
And when they got on the boat to go, her mother had a premonition.
I remember,
she would not sleep during the night time.
I remember that.
But she stayed awake of the night and slept during the day. And of course it was on the 4th night going out.
And her mother never used to get premonitions, because I saw her interview. Yeah.
And I mean, well, she was awake when it happened, because it was up past 11 at night and it did happen. But, I mean, they were escorted to a boat by their father and put on it. Of course, as they rode or got away from the big ship, they could see the father on the rail. It must have been very traumatic.
Oh, my God.
It must have been.
And she lived in number 1 Japan Road on the upstairs, you said, in a flat?
Number 2.
Number 2?
Number 2, yeah, upstairs, yes.
And you met her at the Conservative part, but no, the...
Conservative Club.
Conservative Club.
She was a patron.
Wow.
Yeah, top one she was, yes. Oh, she was very, very blue lady, if you know what I mean. Very, very conservative she was.
And she liked her gin and tonic.
Oh, yes. Yes, when we went over the club on a Monday and had our meetings, first thing, you know, would you like a drink, Eva? Oh, yes, please. Large gin, not too much tonic.
So was she already famous, or did she become famous because of the Titanic?
That made her more famous, of course.
So,
she wasn't very old, you see, she was only 7.
So was she famous before?
No, not really.
Oh, it was only the film?
It was the ship that caused her to be famous.
The ship?
The Titanic.
Yeah, so she must have been famous from the moment she was 7.
Well, yes, that's right.
Because she was
I mean, when she come back to England, she went back to school, and of course she told people at school what had happened, you know what I mean? They read about it in the paper. The whole world knew what was gone wrong. But then as she got older and older and older, she went to university, yes, and then I say she became a justice of the peace eventually, and then got the OBE, and yes, she sat on the bench at Barking Court. Very, very strict woman. If people were brought before like a man and a woman and he'd ill-treated his wife or anything, she'd really slam the book at them as hard as she could. You know what I mean? Sort of thing. Yeah, great family woman. She never married herself. And never had
she never married?
No. Never had any children. No.
Was it to do with the fact that she had been on the Titanic?
Sorry, darling?
Was it anything to do with the fact that she...
No, I don't think so. No. So she lived with her mum. Of course, then her mum passed on. She's at Brentwood Cemetery, where Eva is buried with her. And, yes, then she became the Chapel Heath.
Did they find the father's body in the sea? No,
well, not really, no. Because you couldn't get down to the ship in those days. You'd see them, today now, they've been down and seen the Titanic. Well, that's only in the last 10 or 12 years that's happened. Well, that's been down there 80 years.
So how come was he not allowed on because he was a man? They only put the children...
Women and children off first, yeah. Some men got off, of course they did. I mean, you know. But yeah, women and children were only given lifeboat space because they told everybody the ship was unsinkable. Well, the reason it sank was, you know what a ship looked like. The bulkheads are the things that give the strength this way, and they should come up and they should bolt to the deck on the top. But they left them short. So consequently, as it hit the iceberg at the front, water trickled in. But as it did, it tipped the ship, and then it trickled in further.
Oh,
and again,
why did they do that?
What
Why did they leave it short?
Well, they said it was unsinkable. It couldn't sink. Nothing would affect it. It's such a big, strong ship. It would be okay. But of course, it ploughed into this great big iceberg, and it ripped all the side at the front. So as it slowly sank at the front, then it cracked coming off. It fell down in half then. Because a lot of people were trying to get up the back of the ship.
Oh my God! Yeah. So the film, yeah.
More and more got on it. It snapped.
Oh my God!
And she said, as the boat pulled away from the big ship, you couldn't be too near because the section of the ship going down was so huge.
So was there a
that
lot
they
of...
had to sit away and watch it, you know.
Was there a lot of people that... did she remember everything?
1,100, 1,200 died on it.
1,200? Did she...
Many Irish people were emigrating to America from Ireland. Well, they didn't survive because they had steel doors locked to keep them downstairs. And they couldn't rush up, you see, and grab the boats. They hadn't paid for that, where her parents had.
Oh, how terrible.
Yeah, it really was terrible.
And
if you've ever seen the film, no, I don't mean this Leonardo DiCaprio. If you go back to the film A Night to Remember, it's called, it's a very good film. It really is a good film. And that really shows you what actually happened, you know.
Oh my God.
Because I mean, in its day, it was an opulence. It was such a ship. Nowhere in the world there was a ship as good as that. Nowhere.
God.
But
she remembers this.
Reva,
She was only 7 when it happened.
She was only 7, oh yeah. But it said it went in, it was so terrible, if you like.
So terrible.
She said, and the scream, people were standing on the deck screaming and screaming and screaming because all the little ships had pulled away from it, you know. But she said it was terrible. She said, we did see Dad for a while as we pulled away, but of course then there were so many people mingling about. We didn't
was
see
anyone,
anymore.
people trying to jump off?
Pardon?
I suppose they were trying to jump off.
Well, yeah, many did jump, but it was so high up down, they probably didn't do themselves any good in any case. But of course, then if they jumped down, the ship went whoosh and pulled them down, you see.
Was it very cold?
Very cold indeed. April.
Oh.
April the 16th. Well, you see, what the reason was, when you go from England to America like that, but you should have done that way and come down more south in warmer water, and there'd been no icebergs. But they were after the blue ribbon, because every ship in those days, the Normandy, held the ribbon for the fastest ship across. Nowadays, they can do it in 4 days. Then it took 5. Some took 5.5. And they were all after to get the blue ribbon. Who could get across the Atlantic first?
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. But the maiden voyage, I mean, it was the very first voyage it happened. All that money that was spent, I mean, that couldn't be helped. But of course, that's the very ship that brought about.
That was a refurbished ship, wasn't it, though?
Pardon?
It wasn't a new ship, it was a refurbished one, wasn't it?
No, brand new.
Oh, it was brand new.
White Star Line.
Yeah.
And after that happened...
Oh, no, they refurbished it afterwards, though, didn't they? Oh, no, they couldn't because it
Titanic
sank.
took down
No, they had another one that was similar.
There were 3.
There was 3, that was it.
White Star Line, there were 3. And because of that actually happening, from then on, every ship that was built had to have enough lifeboat for the people on board. And they do that lasted right up to now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, today's date, you've got these special huge dinghy type boats.
Yeah,
But they can
yeah.
just jump over and then they come out, you know. But there's got to be enough to take everybody off on the ship. So nobody need to actually die. Some do, no doubt. They get caught in things. But yes, that brought that about in 1912 when that happened.
Jesus.
Yeah, 16th of April it was. About 11:45 at night when it happened.
Yeah, I remember she said her mother woke up all of a sudden, she heard a noise, didn't she?
Right.
And she knew that she had to go and
They
check.
went from here to France and then across the Atlantic. That's what, you know. It may have been if they hadn't gone to France, they might have missed that iceberg. You see, you had men on duty then, standing in the crow's nest, so they could look right out with binoculars and things. But because it had gained speed, it was a big ship, it had got power behind it. I mean, there were 8 huge furnaces down there. 2 men were stoking them all the time, the amount of coal they were pushing in to keep it going.
God.
I mean, the Queen there we've got now, and the Queen Elizabeth, well, nothing, 4 days, backwards and forwards, it was so easy, but things were... No, it was quite something when it was built. It was magnificent, it really was. Not that I saw it, of course, but...
And did you ever try to court Eva Hart?
Pardon you?
Did you ever try to court Eva Hart? She wasn't attractive.
Much older than me.
Oh, well,
Oh,
of course, yeah.
No, I mean, she'd be over 100 now. Yeah. Yeah, the big do when she did pass on, had a big funeral for her. She's with her mum at Brentwood. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice lady, not fat, but a little bit plump, you know, but she was a nice lady, but a very, very intelligent person. She really was. Oh, she was so intelligent. And I say, when she got older, into her 20s, 30s and 40s, the places she didn't go to tell people about it. Australia and New Zealand and, Far East countries, all over the world she went. She'd fly anywhere, not on a ship. She wouldn't go on a ship.
That's funny, actually, isn't it? That she'd go on a plane, but not on a ship.
Because you see, when they went out, they went on the ship, but they were able to get back by air. They had to jump across. They couldn't do it, you know, like they do today. But no, she was a very nice lady. She really was, you know. She actually came in the shop. That's how I sort of got to know her more.
Oh,
The
yeah,
shop
yeah,
sits
yeah,
along
yeah,
from
yeah,
me where I
yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I'll
yeah.
take her shopping in and go upstairs, and she's got the stairs from the downstairs door upwards. And
Oh, yeah, because your shop was
she
just
was a
next to her.
flat
Yeah, yeah.
And her, she was very great friends with Jack Warner. Have you heard of the actor Jack Warner?
No.
Oh, well, he was an English actor. And he had two sisters, Dorothy and Elsie were his sisters. And they're great friends. And when one of his sisters died, she had got a stair lift in her flat. So Eva had it from her and had it put in her flat. And she was able to go in and step on it, and that would take her up. And then she could step up at the top, yeah.
You can tell us about Ashton's.
Pardon?
Ashton's.
And one
Lord-
of her flats. Yeah, she was in one of his flats. Ashton.
Yeah. And was it Lord Ashton? He built all the houses in Ashton.
No, he wasn't a lord. No. As you go along the high road and then you come to Japan, you turn round and there's just two flats there of his, and she was in the upper one. Then you've got ordinary houses in there, because that goes into the park. That gate, yeah.
But he named the roads after his sons: Kenneth Road,
Cecil
Road,
and
Eric Road.
They're
Yeah.
the three turnings.
Yeah, I know.
Western Church churches.
So he
You go
built
down there,
he built all those houses.
built all them houses.
Wow.
Rich man.
Yeah. No, I
A
mean,
good name. I mean, he's still got a good name, although there's no actual Ashton family. They dealt with buying and selling houses. That was their thing. And oh yeah, many people. You know, if you've got a house for sale in somebody, oh, is it Ashton? That's the first one I used to think of. You know, sort of thing. But yes.
yeah.
Oh, I showed you his house, didn't I?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
Mr. Brewster was also an Englishman from Chabweed. He was a coal merchant. And again, if you want some coal, I'll go to Brewster's, and his house is in Alexander Road. That's still there.
Oh, yeah. I've heard the name Brewster. Yeah.
Brewster, yeah.
But no, I met Alexandra McQueen's brother in St. Chad's Park. And who else have I met? There's what's her name? That singer. There's a famous singer that comes from this.
Well, Millicent Martin came from Mulane.
Oh,
You
right.
heard of Millicent Martin?
No.
No, yeah, she comes from Mulane. Yeah.
Oh.
I'll get some papers out another time and show you. It's called A Walk Around Chadwell Heath. And down Mill Lane, and it shows all the different people.
There's the Chadwell Heath Historical Society. They meet once a month in the church. Chadwell Heath Historical Society.
That's right.
They meet.
My friend Jill, whose birthday is today, she was on the committee of that for years and years and years. She was on that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll switch this off then now.
Yes.